Yeah, it's not great.
That sounds awful.
Yeah. You know what else is spina bifida?
What's that?
Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Pixel It. My name is Kevin. With me as always is Phil. On today's show, we got more Crimson Skies.
Yeah.
Crimson Skies Part 2, featuring a guy named something Khan. Was
Jonathan Genghis Khan.
Jonathan Genghis Khan, leader of the Red Skulls.
Mm-hmm.
Are they Nazis? No. Just even though Red Skull is like been synonymous with a Marvel Nazi supervillain for nigh on 60 years.
Yeah.
Not a Nazi.
It's unrelated. Look, there are only so many colors and badass images that we can put together to name our, villain team of the week, and sometimes there are going to be parallels.
Sometimes there's going to be parallels. Sometimes there's going to be overlap.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, Skulls, I think people should just stay away from Skulls.
Skulls have got a lot of baggage. Yeah.
That means you Maine Senate candidate Graham Plattner.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Talk about the bait and switch. Oh man, I was on Instagram and I saw one of his before everything blew up. I saw one of his campaign things, and it's just this oysterman with a gravelly voice talking to me. And I was like, "Ooh, excuse me, is this the man who's going to deliver us and save me?" I feel like a pretty girl. And then it's just goes to show you gotta everyone can disappoint.
Yeah, everyone can disappoint. I mean, who amongst us hasn't gotten drunk in a foreign country and gotten a Nazi tattoo?
I mean, that's just part of the ritual of being in your 20s. That's
just being in your 20s.
It's one of the things you got to do.
Yeah.
When I woke up downtown Savannah with an iron cross on my ass cheek, I got it removed too sweet. That was the difference. That's the difference. You can't walk around with that, because I was planning, and I succeeded in having lots of people in Savannah see my ass over the years. So I couldn't fuck around with that. I had to get it right.
The cover up is a peach.
It is.
So
it is
peach on a peach.
Big bite taken out of it.
Yeah.
It's a peach with a cross in the middle. No, it's not a very good cover up. They can only do so much.
Did you hear this is a comic series I never read because it was edgy for edgy's sake, that they're adapting Crossed?
Oh God.
Yeah.
For what, TV, for movie?
Movie or TV show? I don't know. It got picked up for adaptation, and I'm like, really?
That's I don't know how that's possible. That is a brutal, upsetting, and yes, edgy for edgy's sake kind of comic. I do not recommend it, to be completely honest.
We do not recommend Crossed for anyone. Ever.
Yeah, no. It's not good for you. It's not good for your family. Don't do it.
I hadn't heard of it until recently, when I was on some subreddit for like, hey, somebody was asking like, what's the worst comic you've ever read, or most absurd comic with like, pointless, gratuitous violence or whatever, and there's like 50 responses of just people saying Crossed.
Yeah.
And they're like, and people are like, what's so bad about it? And it's like, I think if I describe what is bad about it, I would get banned from Reddit.
Right. Right. It's the Serbian film of comics. It's just mindless. And frankly, just the comic book covers are enough for you to, because that's what they're putting on the front. Yeah. So you can only imagine what is behind closed pages.
It's basically 28 Days Later without any class.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's I don't recommend it. I discovered it in an airport. I think I was going to, interestingly enough, I was going to a wine event And I was trying to find something on my Kindle to read that would be exciting and pass the time quickly. And I was like, I can't read this in pub. What the fuck? This is not going to work out.
I mean, it would be better to be publicly reading a porno mag.
Yes, without question. And that's actually what I ended up going with. So it worked out.
Jugs,
yeah, and Biggins, the latest Biggins. If it's good enough for Al Bundy, it's good enough for me. It's my life motto.
That's it. It's a good motto.
Yeah.
So what say you? We put the body in the marsh for this.
Yeah, let's.
Oh
do it.
Wait, no! Don't put any bodies in the marsh.
Belay that order.
Belay that order. What am I doing? I didn't tell you to go to the world's greatest website, patreon.com/pixelitpod.
Obviously.
Where we have 3 tiers. 4 if you count free. $1, $5, $10. $1 gets you in the door. You can read some bonus content. Phil's been posting book reviews up on there. And it also gets you the early / ad-free version of the episode. $5 gets you access to the bonus episode. And $10 gets your name shouted out in every episode. To that end, I want to thank Jesus Loves You, Kyle Seaman, Ruthless Mutter, Middle of Things, Sigma Sal, Sanguine Flatulence, Chet Beaks Demothick, and Friendly Friend. Thank you so much for being a friend. Patreon.com/pixelpod.
Do it today.
Now the body can go in the marsh.
Now the body. I do real quick want to point out we've got a new author for this one too.
We have a new author. Yes.
Yes.
Who is this guy?
This is Mike Lee, Michael B. Lee, as the case may be, and he's one of my guys. He in addition to this, he was a developer for the White Wolf game Demon the Fallen, and I'm a huge White Wolf guy.
Developers. Yeah. Sorry,
and he's a writer for Black Library. For Warhammer. So
awesome.
Yeah, interesting stuff. There's not a ton about him, but his bailiwick seems to be role-playing related fiction, and that sort of thing. So
yeah,
very appropriate.
Good for him.
Yeah. So we'll get into it. We'll marsh this body.
When I tell you to dump a body in the marsh, you dump them in the marsh.
We start out with an intermission, Dark Clouds. It's basically an introduction to our protagonist for the next story, Jonathan Genghis Khan, a scoundrel, a con man, and the founder of the pirate club, let's say, the Red Skull Legion.
Yes.
So just a little brief intro to him. And the story is called The Manchurian Gambit. So right off the bat, it has nothing to do with the Manchurian Candidate. It's
absolutely nothing
to do with it. It has no mind control, nothing like that. It's just it actually has honest to God Manchurian concerns in it, which is kind of hilarious. So we open up with one Khan and his Red Skulls. They're waiting for this guy Nesbit to basically be the fall guy. They have let a tip go suggesting that this town out in this communist kind of sector, this People's Collective, they're basically going to be paying. There's going to be a payoff of grain for gold for lots of money in the Lakota territories, and they've tipped him off to this information so that he will be tempted to take his group, his team, in to attack and intercept it and everything like that. All the while, their plan is to come in while he's attacking this town and to blow them to Kingdom Come and chase them off and act as the good guys. And so they do that, and they get escorted to
they get a hero's welcome, so to speak.
Exactly. Yeah. They're welcomed as heroes. They're escorted to the airfield to meet the mayor. And
the
mayor of this little place. And they're pitching pretty hard and suspiciously hard, I think. The idea that they're like, hey, these pirates are coming back. What we should probably do is load up all of your shit.
We'll take the golds.
Yeah,
we'll take your money. and get it to where it needs to go.
Yeah, we'll take care of it and make sure it's safe. And we are strangers that you have only just met. So it's
Right.
it doesn't go over at first, but they keep kind of canoodling the idea and canoodling the idea. I don't know where I went with that, but eventually the mayor agrees and says, "Yeah, sure, that'll work." So they are escorted by a pilot named Angela Dane. Who recognizes them as pirates. They're posing as another force, and they've dropped the name of their fake ship, their Zeppelin, and she kind of tricks them into basically giving away the idea that they are not who they seem to be. So she holds them up. Part 2, Dane wants to lock them up, but she is knocked out due to a spiked whiskey that Khan gave her earlier. He kind of shared a flask with her. He spiked his whiskey with laudanum, which, look, laudanum is no joke, but they kind of treat it as knockout gas. It's not that much. It's not great. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
wow.
It's what was it? There was I'm trying to remember the game that used laudanum as a it was like the thing you healed yourself with. Was it Amnesia?
I think it was.
Uses laudanum as like a healing thing.
Yeah. It's opiates are in it, so it's a spirit with opiates, which it's the best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds.
But it's not going to if you're just spiking your drink with it, it's not going to be enough to put you out for a day or two, which is essentially what it does. They're gonna shoot her in the head. They're gonna kill her because they've got to get in and get out, and they know that everything's already pretty suspicious. This is despite the fact that Khan does a lot of admirable, cool things in this. This is kind of the proof in my theory that if the first story was about a paladin lawful good kind of character, and this we're dealing with a neutral evil kind of character. He's in it for himself, happily will kill people who just in his way for getting his money. But they found a search party is coming for them, and so they just take her with them and start loading up the gold, start loading up the loot. The search party, they tricked them into thinking that they're just transporting mail. They said, hey, as long as we're here, we might as well take your mail to the next town over because we are just that good.
They're just really using that same line over and over again.
Yeah. They're like, you know what? We're here. We might as well transport your shit. It's like, wow, you guys are really nice. Aren't we, though?
Aren't we just the best?
Aren't we just adorable? It's that kind of thing. So they are about loaded up. They're about ready to leave. They're in their planes and they're just about ready to fly away when, of course, an alarm sounds. Part 3. We get Nesbitt's pirates return for round 2, just as they suspected they would. So you've got this airstrip. You've got an airstrip filled with pirates trying to take off who are about to be attacked, while other pirates show up and start shooting things up. It's a clusterfuck. So the pirates start to take off, and their main thing that they know they need to do is protect their Zeppelin, the Machiavelli, because without the Zeppelin, they're fucked. So, excuse me. A dogfight ensues. We get a lot of really good dogfights in this.
There's a lot of dogfights.
Yeah, this is another, and I know it sounds obvious for the subject matter of this book, but Lee is another really solid writer of good action sequences where you actually know the dogfight, what's happening, and you can follow them. And this is just another good one. Basically, they have bombers that are going towards the Zeppelin. They miss the Zeppelin, but they end up blowing up a car where they had stored all the money. So they got their Zeppelin, but everything they just did this for, it was like $50,000 or something. It just literally goes up in smoke.
I love the entire sequence is like, he asks one of his people to do it, and they just tell somebody else to do it.
Right.
It's like,
and not even
it's
anyone
like
on
shit
their
just
team.
rolls down. Yeah, not even. It was like, yeah, I just told the grease monkeys at the on the tarmac to do it, and be like, well, nobody ended up doing it, and the car got blown up,
and now it's blown up, and now we did all this for goddamn nothing, for less than nothing. So they do escape, and they're heading for the ISA, the Industrial States of America, which is basically heavily industrialized, the Midwest. It's the Midwest.
Centered in around Chicago.
Yeah, and they've got a little base out there. Khan owes a Chicago mobster a shit ton of money, and that's why he's kind of screwed. And it feels risky to head back toward Chicago, but that's their base, so they got to lick their wounds and head back. His plan is they're going to ransom Angela Dane, who is still a prisoner of theirs. So he figures that'll get them the money that they need. They touch down. Their HQ is a converted dairy farm, like 25 acres, and they've converted the barns into, hangars for the planes, and it's actually pretty cool. It's a really neat layout.
Yeah.
And they walk into one of the barns, and they are threatened by a shadowy gunman in the barn who draws a bead on them. What did you call that again? What do you call? Schmuck bait. So yeah, we got this will not be the last bit of schmuck bait in this book.
It's funny is because I was like, well, this would have made sense if it was like, being printed as a serial, which I guess it's kind of in that vein is it's like a serial, but I don't know. It's fun. I guess it's just trying to be cute about it,
It's being cute, and it keeps you moving along. It's like Dan Brown's books, his one of the reasons
with all his tiny little chapters.
Right, they're like 2.5 pages long, and they always end with some level of schmuck bait. So yeah, it just keeps you going along, I guess. Surprise, the gunman is actually Hayes, who's an old friend of Khan and a fellow scoundrel. He needs help. He's working for the Chinese.
What's the guy's first name again? Something.
It's it's something really
weird. I was going to say Abelard, but that's not it.
You're on the right track though. It's an A. Hold on. I'm going to get it. I'm gonna get it. It's almost here. Wait until you see it. Blah, blah, blah. Johnny Boy, DeCarlo's boys. Artemis. Kind of a different spelled. I think it's like you'd see the goddess's name, but with a U instead of an I.
Like
Artemis. Yeah, Artemis. So he's an old. He basically taught Khan everything that he knows. He's like an old mentor of his. He has been hiding out in Southeastern Asia after a bunch of jobs went wrong, and he is currently working for the Chinese government. Basically, he needs help busting the daughter of a Chinese delegate from the Japanese embassy in Manhattan. So there's a war going on in Manchuria and northern China. The Japanese are rushing in, trying to take over. And they make a point of saying, like, even the communists and the industrialists are like teaming up.
Yeah, it's the communists and the nationalists in China are teaming up to like stop the Japanese invasion, and they're like, if they're teaming up, it's bad.
Right. They're working together to make something happen. So this whole thing is going down, and the daughter of this delegate has been kidnapped, and it's his job to go and free her. She's in Manhattan in the Japanese embassy. So he basically calls in a favor, and as we find out, Khan is one to help his friends, especially, he sees it. It implies a lot that he owes him. And so this is a favor he has to call in. So they make their way to Manhattan, to the Empire State. That's the name of the country there. And they make their way to the Japanese embassy and set a fire.
He just shoots a goddamn flare into the 4th floor of the embassy.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, how long will it take for the firemen to get there? It's like 5 minutes. Perfect. Flares up the fucking embassy, and they grab a couple of firemen's uniforms on the way in, and they're rush in. So they make their way to where the delegate's daughter is being held. They shoot the lock and nearly kill her.
She goes into shock after
she
this.
goes, because the bullet hole is like right above her head. Like they nearly blow her brains out because they're impatient in opening the door. And so, she's in shock. She's basically comatose. So they get her out only to be accosted by guards. A big gunfight ensues in part 5. Our heroes escape to the roof, which is like burning to the ground. They end up hijacking a rescue gyrocopter. The guy's literally there to save people, and they're like, "Great, thanks!" And they put a gun to his head and pull a Grand Theft Auto, and they're just like, "Yeah, I'm going to need this."
Right.
So clusterfuck happens. The pilot starts fighting back. The guards are up on their way up the ceiling, and Hayes gets shot. And he tells Khan to leave him behind, just to go and to get this girl to Hawaii, where the Chinese embassy is waiting for her. So they get back to the Zeppelin, and Khan's second in command, Hetty, his young female second in command, who kind of just clearly respects him and adores him, but is this constant she's
basically his work wife.
Yeah,
in a way
exactly
that
what
she's
she is.
basically always second guessing everything he says.
Yeah,
and
it's just the most put upon kind of thing.
It's like we're gonna do this, and she's like, you sure that's a good idea? I mean, I'll back you either way, but it's just,
right. That's the thing. She will give him all kinds of shit, but ultimately she always backs him up.
Yeah,
which is hilarious. So she's pissed that they're going to be basically doing this favor for a dead man. Right. Hayes is dead as far as they know, and she's like, why don't we just ransom her off and we'll make some money?
Be done with
and
it.
We'll be good. Yeah, we'll be done. But he, Khan is very stuck in no, I said I was going to do this. We're going to do this thing. So they end up getting attacked by Japanese jet fighters. A dog fight between them, Japanese planes, and Empire State Zeppelins occurs. Very cool, very colorful. You can fight. Actually. Yeah, huge fight. You can see it in your head, as a video game or as a tabletop game. You can see all the different armies, sweeping on the board. It's very well done. Ultimately, they are outgunned and outmatched, and they know that. So they hide in a cloud bank, which I love. That's their main form of camouflage for a Zeppelin that as large, the 1,000-foot long Zeppelin. While they're in the cloud bank, they hear a news report that basically says that the Empire State will basically be giving them everything they've got until this girl is rescued.
Right. Is this where they also find out that the girl is not just some delegate's daughter, but the daughter of the president of China?
Yeah. This is they realize
this is Shanghai Chek's daughter.
yeah. This is they realize just how deep shit they are in at this point. So it's do or die, kind of literally at this point. Part 6, they lose their pursuers. But they're still really in a bad way. They're hurting. The Zeppelin's hurting. They're down on ammo. They're down on fuel. Nobody's doing well. And they're still dealing with kind of out of the way routes to go west because the Empire State anticipates that they're going to be going to the Midwest. And so is kind of trying to cut them off at every turn.
Right.
The Chinese girl's still in shock. They've lost several crewmen, and morale is not doing great. Khan even considers bailing out, at which Hetty had accused him of considering before. Right. It's just you're just going to fucking leave us with the ball, aren't you? And later on at this point, he goes, I should. Like,
Maybe before it was a no, but now it's
it literally is the safest thing for him to do, and so he's really giving it some thought. And he goes to check on Angela Dane, who attacks him, hits him over the head with a chamber pot, and they have a brief scuffle, and and he kind of, it's kind of Mr. French in The Departed is like, hey. You know me, like, stop, don't make this worse. And he's like, look, we are down on crew. Come on, let's go. You can leave. Like, you can join. You're part of the crew as far, and I'm going to stick by you so you don't go crazy. And she's like, I'm going to escape the first chance I get. And he goes, here's the problem with that. We're being pursued by all of these people, and they see a plane leave the Zeppelin. Let's say you do get out. They're going to assume you're just one of the pirates, and they're going to blow you out of the sky.
You're with us whether you like it or not.
Yeah, exactly. So you are stuck. And she has a moment like, oh, well, fuck. Okay, great. And that's basically the entire rest of the story for her. She finds herself constantly in a position where it's like she has no choice but to stick with them. So they head to a place called Sky Haven in the Colorado Collective. It's basically like it's like a Tortuga area. It's a pirate haven. So they're approached by a bunch of jets that they assume are an escort into the city, but it turns out that it's Nesbitt and his buddies, and they are pissed off.
He is still holding on to a bit of a grudge.
Bit of a grudge. Which, you know what? Fair enough. They really fucked him over. They play up the idea that Nesbitt is just kind of a 2-bit pirate. He's kind of shitty and kind of dumb, and so they're taking full advantage of him. But now he's got pretty much the upper hand. So Nesbitt in part 7 declares that he wants the money from the earlier job, not realizing that the money is disintegrating.
It's gone. There is no money.
Yeah, it's in a tumbleweed somewhere in South Dakota. It's gone.
Yeah.
So he challenges Khan to a duel. He challenges him to the pod race. It's the pod races. Yeah. Let's face it. It's called the Cut. Basically, it's a race / battle royale kind of thing. And so
because they're allowed to shoot each other too while they're racing.
That's right. When you get into like the canyon, like the main part of the drag, anything goes as long as and the first person to set down wins. So it based on teams. They've got teams full of people, and the first person who has a team member who lands, they win. So Khan is in a weird spot because he knows, all things being equal, he could beat this guy in this race, but things are not equal. They are down to, like, let's say 10% life. They are not doing good. They are down on ammo. It's not looking good. So, but he still says, you know what? Yeah, fuck you. I'll take you up on this, because he can't back down. And he also figures the guy in charge of the area, who he knows, will be able to get him out of it. We quickly find out that he will not do that. He is stuck. No, absolutely not. It's kind of if I let you off the hook, I got to let all these other people off the hook. Fuck you. So he has to do this duel. Hetty asks him, basically begs him to please think of his crew, because people are dead, and this could be suicide, doing something like this. So Khan gives this speech to them and basically gives them an out. Says, anybody here he's like, we are in Sky Haven. There are like a dozen pirate bands here who would love to have you. If this is not working for you, you can leave. No harm, no foul. And the chapter ends with a group of people standing, and we get the assumption a lot of his people are going to go. So chapter 8 opens with Captain Dugan, who is our helmsman. He walks up to the jar that the idea is to take your Red Skull badge and drop it in the jar. So he walks straight up to the jar, removes his glass eye and drops it into the jar, and says, that's so you guys know that you can leave, but I'm watching all of you, and I'm watching anyone who leaves, and anyone who leaves is going to be on my shit list, and you don't want to be on my shit list. So basically everyone who was standing there is like, all right, fine. They all sit down. So we've got a full crew once again. We find out that Nesbitt has put out a call for anyone who wants to join his team during the races.
Filling out the roster.
Absolutely. Anyone who wants to join him, totally join him for a cut of because what the whole thing is it's winner take all. Whatever captain's team wins gets all of their ships, gets their Zeppelin, gets anything on them, takes everything and leaves the other one stranded.
Right.
So he says, you get a cut. Anyone who wants to join me can join me to help. So, and this gives, and we get the notion basically that this gives Khan an idea. And he's like, oh, okay. That's good. So we get to the race. The pod race ensues. This is
pod racing.
This is pod racer. Yeah. It's all of these different planes flying through this canyon, trying to shoot each other down while getting to the finish line. And we get, again, some really good dogfighting, some good action sequences here. Finally, it ends with one of the planes that has been on Nesbitt's team landing in the finish, landing at the finish line, basically declaring Nesbitt the winner. Part 9 opens with the reveal that the person that landed was one of these volunteers that he was calling for. But it turns out it wasn't just anybody. It was Angela Dane flying for
Comrade Dane.
Comrade Dane. Yes, that's right. They always call her Comrade Dane because they're part of that communist society out there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So they find out that she was the one who won, and therefore Nesbitt has to forfeit his Zeppelin and any remaining planes that he has, of which there are 0. They have someone correctly points out, they're like, dude, if you hadn't shot down we could have made out like bandits, but we destroyed every one of these planes. Yeah. So we've just got a Zeppelin. That's it. Which is great. But because Nesbitt's the only person left on his team with a plane, and as a final kind of humiliation, Khan leaves him with his plane.
Right.
So they're kind of reveling in their win. Everything's looking good. We get a little victory, but then of course it sours because Skyhaven ends up getting attacked by the Japanese, which is insane. Like basically no one attacks Skyhaven. You don't do it. It's not done. But the Japanese didn't get the memo. And they are attacking the place. The delegate's daughter gives them the lowdown on what's going on. She, the president's daughter, she was not there to like negotiate some sort of peace deal. She was headed to Manhattan with $500,000 to broker a deal with the Brits.
It was a weapons deal. It was an arms deal.
Exactly. Get the Brits to give us a $500,000 worth of guns and ammunition to help us in our fight. The Japanese knew that she has this kind of money on her, and they want it. And so basically, as long as she is with the Red Skulls, they're going to get chased by the Japanese because they've got a leader with them that is like, this is his sole focus. He's here to get the money. So part 10, the Red Skulls managed to escape, and they are flying over California. They're headed to Hawaii. And then we get this quote. This has nothing to do with the plot line or anything like that. I just loved this detail of the world. So the Red Skulls rarely found themselves so far west, and not even the well-traveled Dugan knew what to expect. There were rumors that Howard Hughes had secretly installed a network of huge listening devices in the Hollywood Hills that could track Zeppelin movements hundreds of miles away. I love that Howard Hughes and his paranoid ass is in this world.
It's amazing.
I love it. Yes, I just imagine him surrounded by jars of piss and wondering if Zeppelins are flying overhead. I love it. Great detail. Just nice world building.
Is this Howard Hughes isn't piss level yet at this
not
point,
at this
right?
point. No, not at this point.
No, he's not jars of piss.
But he will be. So
he will be.
He will be.
He is on the path.
Yes, and his obsession with planes and that sort of thing is fully appropriate for this plot line. Just a terrific little detail of world building. I really like that.
Yeah.
So Khan and Angela Dane have an argument / moment, basically about his integrity. She assumes that he knew about the $500,000 and had worked that into the plan, and he says, "I didn't." And she goes, "So why are we taking you, like, out of the goodness of your heart?" And he goes, "No, not out of the goodness of my heart. This is my friend who asked me for a favor, and I owe him, and I'm going to do that." So maybe he's more lawful evil. He's got a code.
He's got a code.
Right. So she this is kind of like her learning about him, which happens more and more as the story goes along. They land in Hawaii and head to the British embassy. They meet Ambassador Carlyle, who is the representative there.
Yeah, and all the British guys, all the British characters are absolute schmucks. They're just. They
don't really do much.
They don't do much either, but they're just kind of there and being British. Like British derogatory is you know what I mean? Like the British that would steal things and put it in the museum. Type of British. That
British. You know? Yeah, that's who we're dealing with here. And he's like, "Hey, like, we'd love to help, but where's the money you owe us? We can't do this for free." And we learn that she was not traveling with the money, as basically everyone was assuming, that there was a separate treasure ship that was coming in that they have not heard from for, like, I want to say, like, days at this point. A long enough time that if the radio is fried, they should have been able to repair it. Basically, something's wrong. So they figure that if they're anywhere, they're in the Marshall Islands. That would be the closest. That would be the place that they would have ended up if they didn't just crash into the water. So Khan and company, including a handful of British wannabe MI6, will be going along there to secure the money. Chapter 11, they get to the Marshall Islands and they find the remains of a Zeppelin crashed into the mountains.
And
burned. They find a mass grave with everybody in it and realize that these crazy-ass pirates who live here on the islands took them out. And they are currently partying. Because it took them a while. Basically, Khan points out, he's like, "Look, gold is awesome and everything, but they would need, like, the right fence, and that would take a little while." And I'm guessing that today they found the fence because they are partying like nobody's business. And so this part's fucking crazy. We get a moment where they're like, "Okay, well, we have to take these pirates out." Like, all right, great.
Yeah.
So we're gearing up for a new fight. We've got the pirates coming out, loading their guns, getting ready for shit, and then this 60 caliber ship mounted machine gun, they just use it to exterminate the pirates. Like, there's no fight. There's no fight.
Is this the part where Khan goes, they're like, "Yeah, well, we tried to do things stealthily earlier, but we decided, but that didn't really work very well. So we're just going to murder."
So we're just going to murder the shit out of everyone.
Murder the shit out of them.
It's
vaporized.
It's truly like in a video game where you fail enough rolls and you're like, "Oh, fuck it." Like, I mean, I got to just start swinging your Warhammer at everybody or something. Like, it's truly that moment. And it's not a fight. It is not a fight in the slightest. Everybody's dead. They kill every last pirate. And they search the buildings that they were in, and they find oodles of gold. There we go. So they're trying to load the gold into their Zeppelin and everything, and there is a monsoon approaching, like crazy tropical storm. So that's on the horizon, literally. And of course, at this moment, they are approached by the Japanese and Hayes, who it turns out
Artemis
is alive.
Hayes,
Artemis
never
Hayes.
dead. And Khan was like, I saw you bleeding. And Artemis and Hayes is like, yeah, I wasn't actually ever bleeding. I just kind of like faked that I got shot, and I happen to be bleeding from the wounds on my head.
Yeah, he says something like, "You saw what you wanted to see." Like that's how this works. A little bit of sleight of hand. So chapter 12, we find out that Hayes has been working for the Japanese for a really long time. That the whole Chinese leader thing was a ruse, and he's been working for the Japanese this whole time. A firefight breaks out, and as the Japanese side are loaded, they start taking the money and basically decide they're going to leave the Red Skulls to the mercy of the storm. So a firefight breaks out. They blow up the gyrocopter that was carrying the gold. And they kind of they do this thing where they run far into the woods to the point where they just won't follow them anymore. And then they kind of come back. Right. they make their way back.
They de-aggro the enemies, and then they turn back around. That's exactly
it. Yes, thank you. That's exactly it. They de-aggro, they lose the kite, and they kind of come back. At this point, the Zeppelins are gone, but there are 10 or 12 planes from the pirates that they goddamn massacred that are perfectly good working order. And so they're like, great, let's chase the Zeppelins, I guess. So that's what they do. We get a big dogfight with the Japanese in part 13. Khan blows up his plane against the Zeppelin and jumps onto a landing pad, similar to something that the Paladin did in the last story.
Yeah.
A lot of that high flying kind of shit.
Right.
He gets his stealth game on with guards who are guarding the gold. Hits them with a oil drum, knocking them out and sending oil goddamn everywhere. Hayes confronts him, and Khan opens the hangar doors behind Hayes, and the oil, he slips on it and slides overboard. And he's hanging on. It's the classic action movie moment where he's hanging on.
You're not going to let me drop. You got a code.
Yeah. And so, and he does who is it? Is it Tim Heidecker in Us? Where he basically holds out his hand to help him and then kind of pulls the slide back. And Hayes drops to his doom in the ocean. So basically we're back, baby. Everything's cool.
Yeah, it basically skips the rest of the battle. It's
the battle. Yes, we're done. Hayes is gone. We're done. So they get back to Hawaii. We're tying up the loose ends. Finally, we end with a moment where Angela Dane is talking to Khan. He's like, "Yeah, you're free to go. I called you a car. You're free to go." And she's like, "Wait, you're serious?" He goes, "Yeah, I told you. We have no use for you. You're gone." And so she's very confused. She still doesn't quite understand what he's all about.
What is with you, Mr. Khan?
That's very much it. Yeah. And she asks about the gold. She goes, this must suck to have all that gold slip through your fingers. And Khan's like, "Yeah, no, I didn't have it. There was no opportunity. There was no opportunity to steal the gold. I had none. So that sucks. But at least I'm alive and we'll figure things out. It'll be fine." And so she's like, "Okay." And so he sets her free and he goes, "Oh, wait, you're going to need cab fare, aren't you?" And he flicks her a gold coin that has a Chinese symbol on it, implying heavily that he did indeed steal at least a portion of the Chinese gold. And, and that's the end of the Manchurian Gambit. So Kevin, what did you think of this one?
I didn't like this one as much as the first one. And I think my issue with it was that I felt like I didn't fully understand the connective tissue of oh, we're doing the stuff with Angela Dane, and right turn, we got a different thing. And there's this looming threat of the mobster that they owe money to over the entire thing, and be well, okay, I guess they can pay off Jabba, at the end with the gold that they stole.
That's absolutely what that is. Yeah.
But it felt a little hat on a hat with the stakes, where it's like they got a $10,000 bounty on them. And they also owe $80,000 to a mobster.
Yeah.
Which one
got
is more
a little
important?
Granular. Yeah.
Got a little granular. It's like, well, at some points the $10,000 was the way pressing concern, but other times it was the mobster. So I think it was a little loosey goosey in that. Overall, it was still a fun story, you know.
Yeah.
I just don't think it was as. I don't think it had the plotting of the first one that I thought was really like. I mean, you have a locked room mystery. At any point in your story, I'm going to enjoy it. So
sure.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I agree. I think that the plot line overall was a little more threadbare, a little loosely held together. Yeah, you're right. It was like we'd have this one moment and then we'd pivot this way and we have this one, and it did hang together, but kind of loosely, and there were a lot
hung together as much as it needed to hang together,
right?
In the way it was. It wasn't like, the plot was only there to kind of get us to the action sequences.
Right. It served its purpose, but it was pretty loose. So but those action sequences, great.
Those action sequences,
great dogfights, great firefights. It this guy's a good action writer, and I really enjoyed those moments. So still a nice breezy story though. Good pulp fiction narrative. Really enjoyed it. So I'm with you. We've only got one left. Next week we're going to be reading the final story, The Bayou Blues, which is finally a Nathan Zachary adventure, who we were introduced
and
to.
He is the actual main character of the game.
Exactly. So we're finally going to get to hang out with Nathan Zachary. So that'll be next week. But until then, Kevin, I've got one final question for you. What are you playing?
Oh, I didn't think you were going to ask me this. So what I have been playing, let me pull up my thingamajig here. I can't remember if I talked about it last week that I beat Tormented Souls 2.
I don't think you'd beaten it at that point. You talked about playing
yes,
it.
I beat it. I'm wrapped up on Tormented Souls 2. It is it's a wonderful game. If you're like considering getting a game that is Resident Evil like, and I mean that both affectionately and derogatorily.
Totally.
It's got the puzzle boxes, it's got the monsters, it's got bad dialogue, it's got worse voice acting. The story, it doesn't matter. I mean, the story exists, but it's not really like an important thing to really lock into. You don't have to really pay attention to kind of get what's going on. You know, like your sister, the sister that you rescued in the first one, she's kidnapped and you got to save her. And you go through a bunch of different locations trying to save her, and you save her in the end. Spoilers, I guess. But yeah, no, it's good. So Tormented Souls 2, I give it my Resident Evil Game of the Year approval.
Very nice.
Okay, what else have I been playing? Outer Worlds 2, which is, just a nice little. It's a nice little Fallout like. Not Resident Evil like Fallout like Skyrim like game from the makers of Fallout New Vegas. It's from Obsidian. The first game I enjoyed, but not I enjoyed it more than most people. I enjoyed Outer Worlds 1 more than most people. It's got its quirky humor and anti-corporatist point of view.
Sure.
But the second one, I feel like they improved on the first game quite a bit. It's a lot of fun. So, yeah, Outer Worlds 2. I really recommend it. You know,
Great.
if you, but here's what I'll say. I'll say if you are adhering to the Microsoft BDS boycott, boycotting Microsoft, don't get it. I mean, you don't need it.
Right.
I mean, I'll be canceling my Game Pass, you know, eventually once my daughter is done using it for some things.
Right.
But yeah, you don't need it. It's a shame. Obsidian is owned by Microsoft, Xbox Game Studios. But you know, you do what you can do. But to that end, still, it's a pretty dang good game. And to me, they're almost 2 for 2 in making these first-person RPGs this year, because I really like Avowed too. I never got to finish Avowed, but that came out in January and was pretty sharp. So, yeah, that's
nice.
That's what I've been playing. Aside from Power Wash Simulator 2, which I've been playing every evening without fail. I sit there and I wash my stuff. You know.
Right. Yeah. It brings you peace.
It brings me peace. It brings me joy. Yeah. Phil, what are you playing?
It's been a lot of the same for me. I've been divvying up my time between Ball Pit, which I haven't finished yet, but I'm just kind of slowly chewing that piece of gum and enjoying it.
If you like, you can take longer on it than I did. Like you can, because you could go through and get everybody to finish a level before you move on and stuff like that. And it's just the game I play when we're watching a movie or something like that on my Switch, and it's very nice. And I've also been playing a lot of Slots and Daggers. The slot machine RPG dungeon crawler kind of thing. I'm kind of going through. I have to beat this game. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. The art style is really cool, and it's a very addictive style of game. But I'm kind of obsessed with the fact that it's like it's clearly a game within a game, because the game is on a screen on like some sort of like handheld game device that is on a table in front of you, and there's stuff around it. Like there's a drink, and there's a knife, and there's shadows from trees overhead. So it heavily implies that either you're playing a game within a game, or this is an extension of something. And I have to get to the end to try, and I have to know what the fuck they're getting at with this. If it has anything to do with anything at all. If there's anything at all. And what game is this again?
Slots and Daggers.
Slots and Daggers. Yeah. I know nothing about it other than I saw Northern Lion playing it briefly. But
I played the demo of it a month or so ago, and I was really impressed, and ended up just buying the game. It was on sale for like $5, and I was like, great. It's enjoyable. It's got a good slot machine, endorphin simulator kind of thing going. And so that's the game I've been playing when I sit downstairs and watch football.
Nice.
It goes very well.
Sit downstairs, watch the Steelers.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So that's been my thing. I did play a bit of a different game. Have you heard of Darkenstein 3D?
No, but that sounds amazing.
Okay, so this is kind of great. It is a free game. It is totally free. It is a Wolfenstein 3D like.
Okay.
It is very similar in style, and the gameplay is Wolfenstein 3D. It's all that. You play a German hobo who it's kind of a John Wick situation. They steal your dog. The Nazis steal your dog, and so you've got to go in and kill Wehrmacht to get your dog back. And it's got a silly sense of humor. It's fast paced. It's got that, it's very influenced by GoldenEye as well as Wolfenstein 3D. It feels good to play. It's challenging. It's fun, and it's totally free. And it is a big game. I downloaded it assuming that because when I downloaded it, I looked at the reviews, and most of the reviews were like an hour or less.
Sure.
And so I was like, okay, so this is a free, quick Wolfenstein 3D. Like, that could be fun. That sounds great.
Yeah.
And as I played, I started to realize, like, oh, this is nowhere near done. And I've come to find that it's like a 6 or 7 hour game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's a Wolfenstein game. It's free. It's funny and stupid and silly and I'm waiting for. I've been waiting for some kind of I don't know, message might be the wrong word for it. I'm waiting for some kind of self-aware wink, either on the let's kill Nazi side or against it.
Sure.
Somebody somewhere doing something along those lines, because that's what video games are now.
Yeah.
But more I play it, the more I think they're just like, yeah, man, we just wanted to make a fucking Wolfenstein game. Like, come on,
Yeah.
let's
Kill
blow
some
up some
Nazis.
Nazis. Let's have fun. And I'm there for it. It's it is a pretty solid goddamn game for the price tag of $0.
Yeah, I just added it to my library just in case the price tag
I think you'll get a
becomes
real kick out of it. It's
not $0, you know?
Yeah. Yes. Good thinking. It is a lot of fun. And if you want, it's by a team called Row. And if you want to support them, you can buy the soundtrack for $10.
Nice.
And the soundtrack's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's like a nice combination of heavy metal. And one of the levels, they clearly rip off the James Bond theme. It's this kind of weird mashup of heavy metal and like the GoldenEye theme. So they're wearing their influences on their sleeve.
Yeah.
It's super fun. It's really neat.
Makes me wonder, was it built on, I mean, it's Wolfenstein, of course, but is it built on the Quake engine?
It might be. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It didn't, I don't remember if it's said or not. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a shockingly big game. For everything you're getting. It's very campy, it's very over the top, and it's fast. Like, it's that good running around, shooting and throwing switches and picking up keys and all that shit. That shit is in there, and it's a lot
published
of fun.
by Microprose.
Yeah. Weird, right?
Weird.
Yeah. Like, that was, I didn't even notice that until I started playing the game and the Microprose logo came up and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It's very strange, but it's a pretty solid game. So absolutely worth your time. I think you especially, Kevin. I think you.
Yeah. I added to my library. I'm there.
Yeah, I think you'll be into this. But yeah, that's I've been painting Warhammer miniatures like crazy. I bought a combat patrol of Death Corps of Krieg for my birthday, and I've been slowly painting my way through them. And I don't know, man. I think the older I get, the more I'm like, I'm pretty sure analog games are going to be a big part of my future.
Just being the guy that's just, you go to the local store, and putting around.
I just like it's just really enjoyable. I am giving myself a break in the sense that I can be a decent painter if I really try. But I'm not really trying. Like, I'm not painting at a desk. I'm painting in my easy chair while me and Emily watch movies and stuff.
Right.
And I'm doing slap chop, which is a really fun technique that involves building up layers of grayscale on your miniature and then using contrast paints. And so you've got built-in highlights and built-in shadows.
Sure.
It's a coloring book on a tiny
miniature. You're just doing it, you're not getting in there with hyper detailed, like,
right. But it still looks pretty. It looks good enough, and I'm enjoying it, and it's still relaxing, and it's not like this thing, because I follow all the people on Instagram that you're like, God, damn, these people are amazing painters. I wish
Right.
I could do that. And then I think about it and go, with what time? How am I gonna?
What time?
What time do I have? I'm just gonna enjoy it and paint them the way I want to paint them. And eventually, I'll have an army of some size that I can actually start playing the fucking game. But
Right.
for now, I'm taking my time and playing with it, and that's been a big part of it for me. So that's me. That's my week.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would like to get in a little bit more analog. Something I forgot to mention real briefly, Tavern Keeper. I bought it. It's the second game made by Greenheart Games. Do you know what their first game was?
Greenheart Games.
Game Dev Tycoon.
Oh,
12 years later, they return.
I dropped a lot of hours in Game Dev Tycoon.
It's a little, it's a sim where you're just like, you're doing a tavern in like, you know, a fantasy world.
This looks fun. Okay.
Yeah. It's early access, but it's a pretty polished early access, I'll say. I like it so far.
Nice.
I've barely put any time into it. I'll just, like, I put in like 15 minutes. So I'll like it or not like it. I don't know if I like it or not like it, but it seems neat.
Right.
So yeah.
Nice.
I just figured I'd throw that in there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. This looks cute.
Yeah. But that'll bring us to the end of tonight's episode. Thank you all so much for listening and watching and tasting.
Yeah, sure.
Tasting. Follow us on Instagram, Blue Sky. Join our Discord. Come over to our Patreon and pay us money or not. It's up to you. We're not your mother. We're not your mother over here. But we might be your daddies.
We might be. Yeah. Just give it time.
Give it time.
She thinks we're charming.
Hey.